Hello YouTube, this is Frugal, and as promised, this is American Truck Simulator. You'll recall I started playing Euro Truck Sim and quite enjoyed it, although I am awful at it, especially parking. And I did that because I wanted to prepare for American Truck Sim. Well, here it is. I've been playing it a little while. I'm not very far into it, but I do have my own company now. I have my own truck. That's my own truck right there. First big change, I guess, and I'm sure many of you have already heard this if you've seen other videos or read reviews. There are only currently two truck manufacturers in the game, Kenworth and Peterbilt. I went with the Kenworth just because I like it, but that's a bit of a limitation. I expect mods will come out fairly soon. We know for certain, obviously, that SCS are going to release updates and DLCs, and those DLCs are likely to bring with them more trucks. Now, I'm in a bit of a bind here. I've just finished, well, it's actually on Sunday, I just finished my first job in my own truck, and it was a lot longer than I thought it was, so I'm kind of in the middle of nowhere now, and I need to get home. It was 660 miles I drove away from home, and I need to make my way back home. So, what I'm gonna do is just jump in and drive this and show you what it's all about. It's pretty cool. Now, it's nighttime, unfortunately. Not much I can do about that. Let me see if I got my view buttons tied up. I do. So there's my beautiful truck. I think it's beautiful. Let's start it up. Now, obviously, being the nighttime, we need to turn the lights on. So you can do the running lights, I guess they're called, or the main lights. You've got main beams as well, which is pretty awesome. It's a good looking truck. Looks like it's wet and rainy. Bit of a challenge. Let me get back in. Now, the job I just finished was at a nearby Walbert. Now, they don't have licensed stores in this, so Walbert, you can think of it kind of a cross between Walmart and Walgreens, I guess. So I'm going to head on over there because I did see that I could just pick up a job by being there. Now, I keep saying now, I'm sorry about that. The game does support Track IR, Sim does support Track IR. I'm not using it. This is the first time I've not used it. I wanted to get a view as what this is like playing without Track IR. And it's actually pretty cool. You can get the steering coupled to your view. So as I turn my steering wheel there, you can see my view changes. I've bound up a control on my CSR wheel here as well to let me look around, and obviously a button to reset, which is kind of handy. And so far, it's actually not bad. It does take a little bit of getting used to. There's Walbert. Let's run up on here. And I've got my paddle shifters set on my wheel to do my turn signals. A number of you commented on the previous video that with me using manual gears, which was ever so clicky and annoying, that most truck drivers these days don't actually use manual gears. They have an automatic truck. So I'm going automatic. I know some might see that as a bit of a cheat, but I had somebody call me out recently. Why don't I fly a 737 by hand everywhere? Because it's stupid and just doesn't make sense and it's not real. So same thing in this truck. I'm going to use the automatic gears because that makes more realistic sense. Let me move the microphone a little bit closer. So here we are. And, okay, we're in Winnemucca in Nevada. I got called out for calling Nevada because I'm English. That's how we say it in England, but apparently it's Nevada. So, Nevada, and we are going to go down to, I suspect... Actually, I don't even know where my base is. Let me go back to the company manager. Let's go back to the company manager. We'll find out where my home base is, and we'll try to make our way back there. It's going to be quite a long trek, but we can have a chat. You can see what you think. So, garage manager. I'm in LA. So, let's head back to LA if we possibly can. So we'll click the drive button here once again. We'll view the job offers and see if there is one from here to LA. And I sincerely hope there is, but I have a feeling there is not. So, okay, we're going to go to Las Vegas, which will be fun. They do have two states in this, Nevada and California. There are more states coming, and obviously Nevada, being home to Las Vegas and Reno, have some pretty dramatic scenery there, so let's do that. Expected between 9 at night and 4 in the morning. Tomorrow, it's 11:14 at night right now, so yeah, okay, we'll do that one. Let's take that job. Taking us even further away from home. Oh no, it's actually taking us closer to home, so we'll do that. Take job. Okay. Your trailer is ready. Proceed to the loading area, head towards the green flag on your map, which apparently appears to be to my left. That one. That's my trailer. Okay, never done this on camera. Let's see if we can actually pick up a trailer a little bit better than parking trailers. Here we go. And we'll see how well these view buttons I have set up work. I love the way the view shifts when I steer like that. It's really cool. So there I am. I'm already turning my head because I think I've got track IR on and I don't. So we're going to go there and I'm going to guess. I'm going to guess that that will be enough. It probably is not. And don't hit the fence because it is my own truck. I don't want to break it. Now I can spin all the way around here and get a good view backwards. So I am using the clicky gear shift to change the automatic gearbox modes. Obviously. Oh gosh, because I'm steering, it's affecting my view. Oh, and now my headphones have decided to die. I recently did a flight sim video where I kept saying, be right back. That's going to happen on this as well. Hang on, let me just plug my headphones in. Get some more power into them, otherwise it's going to be a very dull trip. Talking of dull trips, I can't show you in this, obviously for copyright reasons, but there is a radio player built in. You can listen to real radio stations along your route, which is ever so cool. I don't know if they had that in Euro Truck Sim, but I like it a lot. Okay, so we got our trailer. Alright, I'm in drive, so I'm going to try and pull away. The truck that I bought, obviously I don't have a lot of money, because I've only just started playing the game. Excuse me. So it's very underpowered and very sluggish. I do need to think about upgrades as soon as possible, but I think it adds a little character to the truck. I like it. Let's see if we can turn here without getting hung up. And we'll turn to the left here. Let's get rid of this little display down there. Great. So we're going to go to the left, so I'm going to look right, make sure I don't get squished. Not that very much is going to squish me in a massive Kenworth truck, but you never know. And around we go. The indicators, I think, do knock off automatically. There we go. Didn't have to press any buttons to do that. Now I'm watching my speed limit, because one thing I've found with American Truck Sim is you actually get a lot more speeding tickets than you do in Euro Truck Sim, which I think is realistic, because you'll find driving along the roads there are police cars everywhere, and that was the biggest shock I had when I first moved to the States, is that there are police cars everywhere. Other than that, the big difference of course is that this is American Truck Sim. We are in the United States, which brings with it some very strange traffic laws, like this red light. If I wanted to, not that it's a junction, but if I wanted to at this red light, I could turn right. Many people in Europe don't realize that. I know I didn't know that before I moved here. But you can turn right on red. You can't turn left on red, but you can turn right on red. Alright, so we are going to turn here. Another comment I got, by the way, thanks for all the feedback from the expert drivers. That was actually very useful. Another feedback I got was you should always have visibility on both mirrors when driving a truck. So I do have the 2D overlaid mirror for the right hand side of the truck showing all the time. And it does help. It really does help. Now, coming up on 25 miles an hour and it's a 30 limit. One thing I don't understand is I've seen signs on highways which say 65, but then my GPS, you can see my GPS down there showing me 55. I think that's because that state imposes a speed limit on large trucks. I think. I'm not sure, but I have got tickets when I've broken it, so I'm going to be a little bit boring and follow the speed limits. Because the tickets are pricey, like $1,000 was one of the tickets I got, which wasn't nice. There's a stop sign, you do need to stop at stops, although most people in the US actually don't. They just do what I'm doing right now, which is called a rolling stop, which is highly illegal. Thank goodness it's a video game and not real. Round we go. And it looks like we are leaving Winnemucca, and we are going to join some form of highway. I'm going to take this turn pretty wide because I was close to that guardrail. And you just know, now we're recording it, the first thing that's going to happen is I'm going to get hung up on guardrails and all sorts of nasty stuff. So the speed limit here in Nevada is 80, which is lovely. Oh, come on, truck. Brr, 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 brr. Which is nice. Get a bit more speed up here. There's nothing beside me. Just checking that mirror there. And away we go, we're on our way. So like I said, there are regional radio stations in, and I actually have my Derek Spear button box here, and I've set it up. It's got 2 rotating knobs on it, and each rotation of the knob is a button click, so I've got it set up that rotating one of them up triggers next radio station, and then down is previous, obviously, and the other one is volume of the radio stations, and it's so immersive and wonderful. I wish I could show you, but I can't. There is a video coming soon looking at the Derek Spear button box in all its glory. It is rather nice. I think you're going to kick out of it. Now, I do have my foot on the floor right now. I'm waiting for this truck to catch up. So just come off the gas and floor it again and see if it'll knock it down a gear, which it won't. Presumably I need to be doing something, like setting up a button or two here to override the automatic gearbox. The speed is very, very, very gently and slowly starting to come up now. Accurate road signs, look at that. Jackpot, Eli, Tonopah, because those are all places very close to Las Vegas where we were. Or sorry, Winnemucca where we were, in Nevada. I think this trip's actually going to be quite short, isn't it? Because we're doing that Las Vegas leg first. What is up with the gears here? Why are you not picking up speed, truck? Now it is, because we're getting off the road. Now this is fun with the automatic gearbox. Stopping on an incline like this, you need to be very careful and make sure it gets in the right gear. Otherwise, it will just shut down, which is not at all fun. Alright, anything coming? This, by the way, that particular hill and this junction I see a lot of, and I think that's a bit of a disappointment from ETS. Not so much variety in the individual road types that you find and the junctions and the buildings. Lots of repetition. Hopefully that changes as we get more maps, and I'm sure the modders will get involved and change it as well. But just bear that in mind. Coming from the ETS world, it seemed a little samey in places, but I'm still having a blast. It is good fun to be in America on roads I'm familiar with, or road layouts I'm familiar with, at least. Look at that, speed's coming up now. We are hauling butt at 45 miles an hour. My goodness gracious. Come on, you can do it! The little truck that could. Like I said, this is my truck. It is underpowered. But even so, let's turn the main beams on. Very impressive main beams. I swear I had a guy flash his lights at me because I had main beams on as well driving towards him, which is beyond cool. I like little touches like that. Just keeping an eye on the speed limit, looking on the sides of the road for people cooking meth, obviously, and signs telling me the speed limit's about to change. It does that on you quite a lot, quite savagely. You'll be driving along like this on a 70-mile-an-hour road and it'll suddenly go 30 and there'll be a cop right there. And you're going to get a nasty ticket when that happens. Bear that in mind. That's 50 miles an hour. Let me lean in and read that. Okay, so the next big number, of course, is 65. My truck does have cruise control. No need to use it just yet. But it's very, very, very American, isn't it? All the scenery here, even at night. It looks quintessentially American. And it's a wonderful thing. And the trucks sound great and they look great. I'm having a blast. I've just got to learn how to park. Now those signs obviously telling me caution. So I'm going to gently be on the brake there as we ride around that bend. So nothing untoward happens. I am proud of the fact that I've not wrecked a truck yet. Not had collisions with other cars. Although they have tried. It was therefore entirely not mine. Oh, I did notice as well I'm nearly out of gasoline. And being my truck, I need to get my own gasoline. I'd completely forgotten about that until I just noticed at the bottom of the dash there the little gas needle pointing very, very low. And it goes down at a hell of a rate because obviously in American Truck Sim and Euro Truck Sim, time and distance is compressed to make it more fun as a video game. So although in the real world with that much gas in my little truck that I drive, I wouldn't be too worried. In the sim world here, that's kind of terrifying. Now that looks like a gas station, and it looks like a new speed limit of 30. Just about got there. Let's see what we can do. That is definitely a gas station. I don't know how to get gas. This should be interesting. I'll put the turn signal on. I'll drive in here and see what can be done. Please work. I think I went in the wrong way. No, I didn't. Press the E key to stop the engine. We'll do that. Press and hold so you can feel the pain to fill up. It's $2.72 a gallon here, which feels a little bit high, but I don't normally buy diesel. Oh my gosh, $200. $300. Oh, tank is full, thank God. $325. Alright, let's start this very, very thirsty truck up and get out of here. That hurt. Let's turn my main beams off while I'm here, by the way. What? What? What was what? I just got a ka-jing. I did take out a loan to buy my truck. Maybe that was the loan payment, although I thought I'd just done that. I guess it could be doing it again. They do have fatigue in this as well. If you drive too long, you get tired, and then eventually you close your eyes and fall asleep, whether you're driving or not. You need to be aware of that. So that was a challenge before I started recording, as I found a motel, but I couldn't for a little while there figure out where I needed to put the truck in order to go to sleep. And it turns out to the side of the hotel was a parking area, and you drive over a specific area of that, and it pops up and says press E to turn the truck off. And then when you turn the truck off, you get the option to press enter, I think it was, to go to sleep, which I did. And I woke up at night time. Look at that beautiful, beautiful Nevada desert reaching off towards the horizon. Absolutely brilliant. Oh my gosh, that's my turn. No! Okay, what do? I just missed my turn. Presumably I don't do a UE, although it does look like it wants me to do a UE. Oh God. Alright. Let's let the car behind go, because there is a car behind us right now. Probably a police car. Go on. I don't see any cars coming in my mirror. I'm not going to turn all the way around with my camera, but let's see if we can... Children, cover your ears. A colloquial term in America is flipping a bitch. So we will do just that. And get back on track. Oh my gosh. Never had to do that in this game. That turn really crept up on me, it being in the middle of the desert and all. Lots of cars in here as well, which are accurate American cars. They all seem to be between 5 and 10 years old though. I used to have a Mustang. I've seen a few Mustangs, but they look like the one I had, which was some time ago. Not the current models, which are ever so sexy. And old cars too. Look at that guy, straight out of Cuba. Okay, now we're going the correct way on this 70-mile-an-hour road heading into the desert. I'm not sure if it's legal at this point to turn off the lights, so I'm going to leave them on. It does rain occasionally. There is a slider in the game options to control the probability of rain, which I don't like actually. I would prefer it to be based on real-world probabilities, which isn't too hard to figure out. That data is freely available on the internets. But despite all the little gripes I've said so far, and I do have a few: repetition, weather, lack of trucks, it's $19, $19 on Steam, which is a bargain. It really is a bargain. I'm getting my money's worth for $19, and I'm happy to stick with it. I can't wait to see what the modders do. I'm looking forward to the DLC. Arizona, I think, is one of the areas that's coming up next. That's going to be outstanding. I want to see Montana. I want to see the Big Sky state with its hills and amazing scenery. That would be awesome. I'm sure they probably have plans for all of the states at some point and are keeping them nice and secret. Right, it is daylight enough. So let's turn the main lights off. We'll put the running lights on. There's a bus. Hello, bus. Keeping a close eye on that GPS so that we don't have to do what we just did again. And again, this little truck really struggling to get the speed up. Now I don't know what that big white blob is on my GPS. Is that a speed limit change? No, it's I-95. We're on Interstate 95. I'm sure this isn't Interstate 95, probably Route 95, because I have an Interstate 95 near where I live, and I don't live in Nevada. I hate saying Nevada. I'd much rather say Nevada, on account of I'm English and my people invented the language. But okay. Nevada. Nevada. Leave a comment in the comment section below. If you are English, Scottish, if you are British or Australian, or from New Zealand, other English-speaking countries other than America, how would you say it? Nevada? Nevada? Or Nevada? did actually look it up. There is actually a YouTube video from, I think it was NBC News, all about the correct pronunciation, and it really is apparently Nevada. But people in St. Louis, there's an area in St. Louis where Jeff Aviano's from, which they happily call Versailles. And of course, that's Versailles in France. But okay, whatever. My phone just dinged. Somebody wants my attention. They're not going to get it. Because we are trucking. We got a mighty convoy. And we'll keep trucking along. And this is the Rubber Frugal. The younger people watching this are wondering what the hell I'm talking about. There was a movie called Convoy starring Chris Christopherson, who was an actor and country music singer. And his handle, because it was all about CB radios and the trucks and trying to evade police, and his handle was the Rubber Duck. So, there you go, now you know. Look, birds in the sky, buzzards waiting for me to die, run out of gas and grind to a halt. Not gonna happen. It's quite a lengthy trip down to Las Vegas, but not so lengthy from Vegas to Los Angeles, where we are based. I chose Los Angeles just because I wanted to see that metropolitan area, and it is every bit as impressive and busy as it should be. And I have driven to Las Vegas in the game, I think once, and again it was lovely. I wouldn't say it's a one-to-one recreation of Las Vegas, but it's certainly a lot of fun. Oh my goodness, slow down. But driving through this desert here, I keep expecting to see Walter White cooking up meth in a Winnebago. Hello, how are you? Hello? There is a button for the air horn, but I could never get it to work. I'm wondering, whoops, if maybe my truck doesn't come with an air horn. Because it's cheap, like the budgie. Hello? That's a nice truck. Looks like a Ford F-150, a little bit wider than that bend. It's okay, it's all good. Nobody has died yet. Can you imagine? I mean, this is condensed distances, so it's going to go a lot quicker than normal. We're going to be there in about 10 minutes, 20 minutes. But can you imagine driving through this landscape for hours and hours on end? If you do run out of petrol, gas, what do you do? This isn't a concern that we have in England, which is a country that is very small and I think could easily fit within Florida. We don't have this concern. You're never far from something. And you're certainly, I guess, the majority of the time, unlikely to find yourself stranded in countryside that could kill you. That's not the case in America. America. Do get a lot of questions about living in America. Obviously, I moved here 10 years ago. August the 3rd, 2005. I moved here, so I have been here now just over 10 years. My green card was just renewed for another 10 years. I joked that I had another 10 years added to my sentence, but realistically, I'm not. I don't feel like it that way. I love living here and prefer it greatly to living in England. And I know a lot of English people, British people, will rail at that. I just do. It's a much better. Most people I come into contact with in my job have a more can-do attitude than I think I used to find in England. The weather and the climate here in Florida in particular is... Oh my god! The flowers are still standing. The weather in particular is much nicer than it was in England. And it's just a happier place for me. That's why I like it. But I do like it enough that this year, within the next month or two, in fact, I'm going to be filing for citizenship, so I will become an American frugal, as opposed to an expat British frugal living in America, which I'm excited about. Because living here in Orlando, if you do that at the right point in time, I understand there is a naturalization ceremony, the I pledge allegiance to the flag bit, that goes on July the 4th of all days at Disney. And cheesy as hell, I think that would be amazing to become an American citizen underneath Cinderella's castle in Disney. Just my opinion. I know it's probably contentious, and many of you disagree, but that's what I'm looking at doing. That's what I'm looking at doing. I have no intention of moving out of here anytime soon. I don't think I hit this guy in front of me, by the way, but it did get delightfully close. And he's carrying toxic chemicals. That could have ruined my childish good looks, my boyish good looks and charm. I don't think he's going though. I think he had a bit of a heart attack or a seizure. Why are you? Don't yawn. You had a sleep. We just slept. Oh my goodness. What is this guy doing? What is he doing? Why are we not leaving? Did I actually hit him? I didn't get the jing 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 traffic accident. I can't back up. There's cars behind me. I guess I could do the Grand Theft Auto thing, which again is not realistic. But this guy's not moving. And my driver, me, is yawning. That's never a good sign. Do not try this at home, kids. We are about to do some off-roading. On account of living in Florida, I'm familiar with it. Somewhat. No, I'm stuck on the mud. That's not going to happen. Now it's spin tires. I really am stuck on the mud now. What the heck? Hang on. This isn't cool. I really can't back up. There's a car right behind me. Let's just try it. Oh my god. Don't yawn. You got a way to go yet. Seriously, there's something. Please. I'm trying not to hit you. So this is a fun video. We're going to sit at this stop sign for 4 hours while this guy figures out whether or not he can pull out. Is this perhaps a bug? Oh, now you're going. Thanks. Well, at least you give me some space to get around you. And I still, because I wasn't stopped at the stop sign, I still have to stop at the stop sign. Outstanding. Winnebagos. Hello. There's an old Mustang, that's what I was saying. That's just like the one I had. It's about 10 years old. More trucks. Hello. You gotta say hello like that. It's like a Jeep thing. If you have a Jeep, you wave at each other. It's a bit like owning a Mini. In England, Mini owners wave to each other, and I think they do here as well. Jeep owners do the same thing. So, I'm not getting tired. Don't tell me I'm getting tired. Before I started filming, I hit... You got a stop sign, mate. Before I started filming, I intentionally found somewhere to snooze. I'm going to get rammed. Oh, I got rammed! 20% damage on my new truck. Visit service. Well, that's not good, is it? What a fortuitous start to this whole video series. My truck is broken. I'm going to fall asleep halfway to my destination. I don't know where service is. What the... It sounds a bit ropey. This is going to cost me a fortune, isn't it? What is that up there? That's a spanner. It's a wrench. In America, that's called a wrench. So presumably, service. My goodness gracious. All because... I was going to blame it on them, but realistically, my fault. What now? Oh, this is expensive. I know I'm tired. You're killing me with the yawning. Alright, I'm going to get you serviced. Because it's going to take you months. Months to service my truck. So, we'll go do the service thing, and then presumably I can walk over the road and have a nap. Please, God. I think it's up here. Eagle-eyed viewers have noticed I'm not using my turn signals because I'm trying to be realistic. And if you ever drive in America, you'll know most everybody doesn't use their turn signals. That's actually not. It's me being very, very lazy. I do need to use my turn signals. How does one get into the tire truck center? How? And do I need to detach the trailer bit? God. Alright, you can go first. I've had a run-in with you people before. You're not going to be happy, are you? So, off you go. My God. There! I can just go there. Shut up, yawning. I can just go there, hand him my entire bank account. Thank you. To repair, upgrade, or paint your truck, press Enter. Truck maintenance and repairs. A great driver always keeps their vehicle in top condition. I'm a great driver. I'm going to repair this for $900? What? No! Oh, I've got insurance, which is helping. There's that sound again. I think that's probably it for this video. In part 2, we'll actually make it to Vegas after I have a quick snooze. Thanks for watching. See you soon.